Welcome to Great Day Houston. The economy has a lot of people putting plans on hold right now. Many people are rethinking or thinking twice about buying a new house, for example. So we're starting off today with ways to still get what you want and not overstep your wallet, whether you're decorating, remodeling, or repairing your home. Our first guest is an interior designer who travels the world and is the host of the PBS show A Moment of Luxury. Please welcome Bill Stubbs. Hi there,
Deborah,
Bill.
so good to be here. Oh, thank you.
That's the thing a lot of people are stuck in right now. If they're wanting to move up to the house of their dreams, if you will, they feel like they're stuck if they can't do that right now, especially with the economy. But you say you create the house of your dreams where you are.
I think so. I think you need to, scale back at this point and not overspend on a house. If you're buying a new house right now, which is a great time to do it, it's really a good time to buy a new house. And if you're doing that, maybe scale back just a little bit and save yourself some money to do something inside so that the house really feels special and feels like yours alone.
Yeah, one thing you do is you don't buy over the top. In fact, you bought something that's very middle of the road. The two times I've been at the two places that you've lived at, and very middle of the road, but you make it over the top on the inside.
Well, I try to do that, and I try not to go over the top.
No,
it does seem
it's
like
over
I do
the top.
it.
You will see it in a minute. It's over. It's awesome, though.
Thank you.
But that, of course, is what you do for a living. So it's almost like a classroom in your own home.
Well, I think if you're in this profession of being an interior designer, if somebody comes to an interior designer's house, it doesn't look nice. Ooh, that's not so good.
That's not good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So what we want to do right now is you did a tour of your home. So we want to talk about. We'll take a look at that, and then we'll come back and talk about some of the things that you focused on. And again, people don't have to do all of this, but if you can find certain things that you like, you can start doing it, one thing at a time. All right, you want to take a look at this house?
Welcome to my home.
Okay, here we go.
I love inviting people in, so you're welcome to join me. It is a great day in Houston. I love it when there's a little bit of fall in the air, this beautiful dry breeze and a little crispness. Welcome to my home. Well, when I bought this townhouse, it was plain white. It was just a builder basic townhouse here in this inner city part of Houston. And I took it and I wanted to make it important. So I wanted to be dark and interesting. When you take a space that's bright white, and if you make it darker, it doesn't get smaller, it actually expands and becomes more important and more interesting. So I've taken this entire wall and created this bookcase and then paneled this very small room, which gives it a grand and interesting statement. But one tip here is if you have one wall of bookcases in your study or in your little extra room, paint them dark, and then you don't have to panel the whole room, but you could paint the rest of the room the dark color to match, and then that would give you the same impression of a completely paneled room. Well, we come up to the second floor, and you're in my kitchen, living room, and dining room. It's really a great space, but once again, it was just a plain builder, basic kind of kitchen. And I decided I wanted something a little extra, a little special. So notice that the cabinets are staggered. They go up, they go down. I have this very unusual hood vent here. And then I used these glass doors, which I think adds a lot. Even if you've got existing cabinets, you can take out the panel inside and add glass. And then I lit them from inside. This is my living room, and one of the things I wanted to point out here is these bookcases. Notice that I painted them almost black, but what I did was add these inexpensive tube lights under each shelf, and it adds a lot of illumination, and it makes the room at night, it's very romantic. You just need lamps and not a lot of overhead light because everything in the room is perfectly lit. It's really a great designer tip. This is my daughter's bedroom. This is the kind of bedroom you can have for your daughter once she's left for college, because it's not really the kind you'd want to live in, and certainly not as a teenager. But it has 26 different fabrics, which are different patterns and textures, and not all of them perfectly match, but they blend together very well. So I want you to think about this and expand your horizons on the number of patterns and colors that you can use in one room to make it more interesting, have more texture, and have this luxurious feeling. Well, this is my master bathroom, and once again, it was just a builder basic bathroom, and it had the jacuzzi tub with the glass block above it, and I replaced that glass block wall. In front of it, I put this slab of onyx, which gives you a much different look. And then we have the freestanding tub, which is very spa-like. I put the marble wainscot in. I have this wonderful slab with the 2 sinks in it. Before, as you see in the pictures, there was a sink here and a sink there. There was a linen closet here. It was really quite different. But I love this kind of spa-looking bathroom, all white and taupe, and then the addition of the English chest, which adds some warmth and interest to it. I think we can all have a version of this just by using whites and taupes in a bathroom. I'm so glad you could join me here in my beautiful back patio with that little bit of fall crispness in the air.
And so when you look at it all put together, a lot of people don't have the vision, but if you take it one step at a time, a lot of what you did in there was paint,
absolutely,
lighting, and I love, love, love the idea of furniture in the bathroom. I actually yanked out my builder's vanity and put an old English sideboard in there because I had it already.
Yeah.
It was inexpensive to do and put a sink on top of it.
Yep.
And it gave a designer feel to it.
Right.
All right, so your biggest advice for people is?
Well, I think paint is your #1 least expensive way to have an impact, but you got to be bold. You know, to have paint be effective, you've got to either, even if you're in kind of an ecru kind of mode of things, you've got to ramp up that wall color to a dark taupe or a dark gold.
And if you aren't comfortable with it, think about
that.
doing maybe one vivid wall in the room.
Exactly. It's wonderful to take one strong color. Oftentimes, I know in my previous house, I had my son's room was a dark burgundy, and when you walked in, it had this sort of encompassing feel to it. But it was a really small room, and so only 2 walls were burgundy. When you were in the bed, you were looking at these cream-colored walls, but when you walked into the room, you were looking at the burgundy walls. So you had that wonderful feeling without it being too dark and oppressive.
Right, right. And if you can't do a number of rooms, again, focus on the rooms that are probably the most important in the house, and one of them may be.
And it could be the kitchen, it could be the living room, it could be wherever. And you can start in a corner. You know, you don't have to do the whole room. You don't have to feel like overwhelmed. It may be that you start with a nice little chest and a comfortable chair to sit when you come home from work and have a cup of coffee or read a book.
And I love what you did in the kitchen. One of the things, besides knocking the glass or putting the glass in there, was you just changed the pulls on the cabinets. That can also update a kitchen quickly.
That can be, and right now there's a lot of really great pulls out there. You can get glass ones and you can get amber ones and little kind of faux bone looking ones and all kind. There's ethnic ones and art pieces. Yeah, you can get little vegetables, and I mean there's lots and lots of cute things out there. That would be kind of a Saturday afternoon project. Go out and find them and bring them home, and you'd have it done.
Yeah, and then the other thing you did, because I think a lot of us underestimate the fact that our backyards, that space that obviously you're paying for, but we treat it like a place that you just kind of throw stuff and you don't really enjoy it. What you did, and it's a small space, and I want to take a look at that again. What you did, this is not normal, Bill. This is so awesome. When I saw this, I was like, I'd spend all my time out here.
That was a postage stamp backyard on this townhouse. I mean, this is a typical Houston townhouse. And if you know a typical Houston townhouse, that backyard
it's a patch of grass.
It's a patch of grass with 2 air conditioning compressors in it. So that's taken, and so they were so noisy you could hardly stand it out there. And so I started by building one wall around the air conditioning compressors to kill the sound. And then I thought, well, maybe if I had a little water flowing, that would kill the sound. And it sounded really nice and really tranquil. And then I built the banquette on the other side. And so it just kind of evolved into trying to get rid of the air conditioning compressor. But it created an extra room. And this is my favorite time of year in Houston. You know, now from October until May, it is beautiful here.
Yeah.
And
you added extra living space to your existing home.
So we start every evening out there, you know, having a glass of wine and enjoying, having people over. And it's
I think all of us would like to come over. We'll be there. We'll be there this afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Bill, once again, thank you very much for just planting the seed in our mind and giving us some great tips.
What a pleasure, and you're always welcome at my home.
All right, thank you very much. I'll be there at 5. Coming up, we'll show you some things you can do yourself that can add a lot of value to your house. And for the stuff you can't do yourself, we'll give you the do's and don'ts when hiring a contractor.